There are moments in life when the noise of the world begins to fade, and in that quietness, something unfamiliar stirs inside you. It is not the anxiety that shakes restless minds. It is not the fleeting emotions that rise and fall with circumstance. It is something deeper, older, eternal. You feel it like a whisper that does not speak in words, but rather in weight, settling on your spirit, urging you to listen without knowing exactly why. This whisper does not compete with the chaos of daily life. It will not shout over the laughter of crowds or the clamor of ambition. Instead, it waits for you in stillness. It comes when you finally stop searching for validation in others and begin to notice the quiet spaces within yourself. Many dismiss it, believing it to be imagination. But those who are sensitive enough, those who dare to pause and lean into that silence, begin to understand. This is no ordinary voice. The whisper carries a sense of direction, though not the kind that lays out a clear map. It does not reveal the destination immediately. Rather, it stirs a holy restlessness, a sense that where you are is not where you are meant to stay. It awakens you to the possibility that life is larger than survival, greater than applause, and deeper than recognition. Perhaps you have felt it during sleepless nights, when the world around you is still, but your heart is alive with questions. Perhaps you have sensed it when everything seemed to crumble, yet an unseen assurance kept you from collapsing completely. This whisper is sacred. It is not a message for the masses, but an invitation for the chosen. It is the first touch of destiny, calling you to walk a path not many will dare to take. And so, the silence becomes holy ground. It is no longer emptiness, but the very place where heaven bends low to breathe into your soul. The whisper asks for nothing loud, nothing dramatic, only that you dare to listen. So much of your journey has been hidden behind closed doors. To the world, you may appear composed, collected, even strong. But in the secrecy of your private battles, there have been tears no one else has seen, sighs that never made their way into conversation, and nights where your pillow carried the weight of your silence. The truth is, people only catch glimpses of the surface, but there is an unseen presence who has been watching every moment. This witness does not miss a thing. When you smiled politely while your heart was breaking, he noticed. When you forgave someone who never apologized, he recorded it. When you carried burdens too heavy for human words, he marked each step with care. The invisible witness has been gathering these fragments of your story, weaving them into something that will one day make sense. And here lies a great paradox. People often assume that silence means weakness, or that unseen effort has no value. But in the eternal realm, it is precisely the unseen that carries the most weight. Heaven does not measure your worth by the applause you receive, but by the faithfulness you show when nobody is watching. It is the consistency of your character in the shadows that qualifies you for the light. There will always be those who misunderstand you. Some will think you are too quiet, too strange, too intense. Others will dismiss your devotion as unnecessary or extreme. But the invisible witness sees beyond appearances. He knows the reasons for your persistence. He knows how close you came to giving up, and yet chose to hold on. He knows that every silent prayer, every restrained word, every act of obedience has shaped you more than any public success ever could. This is why nothing you have endured has been wasted. What felt like neglect was actually preservation. What felt like obscurity was preparation. The invisible witness was not ignoring you. He was protecting what was sacred. And one day, what was seen only by him will be revealed in its fullness, and it will become clear why he asked you to walk quietly for so long. We live in a world that worships speed. Success is measured by how quickly you can achieve, how fast you can climb, how soon you can arrive. And yet, for those who are chosen, life often unfolds at a slower rhythm. Doors seem to open only to close again. Opportunities rise and then slip away. Just when you think you are close to breakthrough, something unexpected interrupts. To many, this looks like failure. To you, it has often felt like rejection. But in the higher order of things, this is not punishment. It is purposeful delay. Delay is the language of protection. Imagine receiving everything you prayed for before you had the strength to carry it. What appears to be a blessing could quickly become a burden. The dream you longed for could crush you if it arrives too soon. And so, delay steps in as a guardian. It shields you from premature exposure, ensuring that when the moment finally comes, you are not destroyed by the very thing you desired. This is not an easy truth to accept. Waiting wears on the soul. It stretches patience, exhausts faith, and tempts you to believe that nothing is happening. But unseen to you, something is being built within. Character is forming in silence. Wisdom is deepening in solitude. The roots of your soul are reaching down where no one else can see, preparing to hold steady the weight of the fruit that is yet to come. Consider the seasons of the earth. A seed planted in the ground does not sprout overnight. For weeks, even months, the soil looks the same, silent, motionless, unchanged. But beneath the surface, transformation is taking place. The delay is not wasted time. It is sacred time. Time where strength is gathered, resilience is formed, and foundations are made unshakable. So it is with you. Every closed door, every postponed answer, every not yet was a divine safeguard. The delay did not deny your destiny. It preserved it. And when the right time comes, you will discover that nothing was lost. Every waiting season was a careful arrangement for the unveiling to come. What looked like postponement was in fact the hand of eternity, ensuring that your promise arrives precisely when you are able to carry it with grace. There are truths so holy, so weighty, that they cannot be spoken aloud without losing their purity. Not every revelation is meant for the ears of others. Some treasures are designed to be carried quietly, hidden deep within the soul, protected like a flame from the wind. What has been entrusted to you belongs to this category. It is a sacred secret. The instinct of human nature is to share, to explain, to prove. When something stirs in us, we long to tell others, to seek their approval, to validate what we feel by the echo of their voices. But this calling is not for validation. It was never meant to be broadcasted or dissected by those who cannot comprehend its weight. To reveal it prematurely would be like unwrapping a gift before its time, risking that it be misunderstood, diminished, or even destroyed. In silence, the sacred grows stronger. When you refrain from boasting, when you resist the urge to announce, you allow the mystery to deepen and the roots of your faith to sink further. What is hidden is not wasted, it is being refined. Like wine that matures in darkness, like gold purified in the furnace, the secret becomes more potent the longer it is kept in trust. There will be moments when you feel misunderstood, when people question why you no longer speak the way you once did, or why your priorities have shifted. Let them wonder. You owe them no explanation. The truth is not theirs to interpret. This covenant belongs only to you and the one who gave it, and so you are asked to protect it, to hold your tongue when you want to speak, to keep your heart guarded when curiosity surrounds you. This secrecy is not born of fear, but of reverence. What is holy cannot be exposed to casual conversation. What is eternal cannot be reduced to the fleeting chatter of approval. Remember this: not all growth is public, and not all victories require witnesses. Some of the most profound breakthroughs happen in silence. Some of the greatest anointings are preserved in secrecy. This too is part of your training, to carry something sacred without needing to display it. In time, the fruit will speak for itself, and the secret will be revealed by its undeniable power. Until then, guard it like treasure. It is not perfection that qualifies you for destiny, but persistence. The path of the chosen has never been defined by flawless performance. Instead, it is marked by endurance, by the ability to keep walking when the ground beneath you shakes, by the decision to remain faithful when the silence of heaven tempts you to quit. Every trial you endured was not a mark against you. It was evidence that you were being prepared. Consider the moments when you forgave without receiving closure. The world may have viewed it as weakness, but heaven saw it as strength. Think of the seasons when you kept giving even when you were running on empty. Others may have dismissed it as foolishness, but eternity recognized it as sacrifice. Each of these hidden acts became chapters in a larger story, proof that your character was being shaped not in comfort, but in fire. Trials are the refining ground of the chosen. They strip away illusions and expose what truly lasts. Pain becomes a teacher, teaching resilience. Loss becomes a sculptor, carving away what no longer belongs. Confusion becomes a silent mentor, forcing you to rely on faith rather than certainty. Through it all, you were not abandoned. You were being trained. The truth is, many are called, but few are willing to pay the cost. The weight of being chosen is heavy. It demands loneliness when others enjoy companionship, discipline when others choose ease, and silence when others chase applause. Yet every hardship you carried in secret, every moment of endurance, has become the very reason you have been set apart. This is why you can stand today, not because you have never stumbled, but because you refused to stay down. You are not chosen because you are flawless. You are chosen because you remained faithful. Heaven does not celebrate the absence of mistakes. It honors the refusal to surrender. And that is why you are being trusted with what others could not handle. What people misunderstand as weakness is, in truth, the strength of endurance. The trials did not break you. They revealed you. They have marked you, refined you, and prepared you to carry a mantle that is far greater than anything you could have earned by ease. You have been chosen, not in spite of the trials, but because of them. To step into what is destined for you, certain weights must be released. This is the painful truth of separation. Not everyone who began the journey with you is meant to finish it beside you. People you once trusted drift away. Doors you thought would remain open suddenly close without explanation. At first, it feels like rejection, like loss without reason. But in the higher order of things, this is not abandonment. It is divine pruning. Separation is often misunderstood. We long for companionship, for the comfort of familiar voices, for the affirmation of those who have walked with us. Yet sometimes their presence, though comforting, is not compatible with where you are going. Old mindsets cannot travel into new seasons. Old alliances cannot sustain divine assignments. What seems like subtraction is, in truth, protection. You see, the chosen are not called to carry everything into the future. Some relationships, though once good, become distractions. Some opportunities, though once exciting, become detours. The process of separation strips away what is temporary in order to preserve what is eternal. It is a cleansing of the atmosphere around you, a making of room for what is holy. It is not easy to watch familiar faces walk away. It is not easy to stand in front of closed doors without bitterness. But every departure carries a hidden mercy. If the door had remained open, it might have led you away from your true path. If the person had stayed, they might have weakened the strength required for your next assignment. The loss you feel is not punishment. It is protection from carrying weight that would crush you in the season ahead. And as the separation unfolds, you discover something unexpected: clarity. Without the noise of competing voices, you begin to hear the whisper more clearly. Without the clutter of unnecessary attachments, you find space for the sacred. The loneliness you feared becomes the sanctuary where growth accelerates. Understand this: separation is not the end of your story. It is the refining of it. What leaves makes room for what is better. What closes prepares you for what will open. And one day, you will look back and thank heaven for every departure, for every no, for every unexpected ending. Because without those separations, you would not be light enough to walk into the destiny waiting for you. Every seed planted in silence carries within it a promise. For a long time, nothing seems to change. The soil looks barren, the waiting feels endless, and doubt whispers that perhaps nothing will ever grow. But hidden beneath the surface, the roots have been stretching deep, unseen but essential. And then, without warning, the moment arrives, the season of blooming. This season does not come with grand announcements or the approval of crowds. It unfolds quietly, yet unmistakably. The very areas of your life that once felt dry begin to show signs of life. The strength you built in secret now carries you with ease. The wisdom you gained in waiting becomes a compass for decisions. What was once invisible begins to take shape, and those who doubted cannot help but notice the change. Blooming is not about proving your worth. It is not about flaunting success or demanding recognition. It is about alignment. Your life finally harmonizing with the destiny that has been whispered over you all along. The doors that once refused to open now swing wide without effort. The opportunities that once slipped away now return at the perfect time. This is not coincidence. This is the unveiling of what has been carefully prepared for you. And yet, even in this season, humility remains essential. For the chosen, the fruit is never for display alone. It is for purpose. Your breakthrough is not simply a reward for endurance, but an assignment to carry light into places of darkness. Your story becomes a testament, not to your own strength, but to the faithfulness of the one who carried you through every silent season. Those who once misunderstood your quietness will marvel at the transformation, but you will owe them no explanation. The covenant was never between you and them. It was always between you and heaven. The bloom itself will testify. The peace on your face, the doors that open, the joy that overflows, all of it will speak louder than words. So embrace this season with reverence. You did not arrive here by chance. Every tear, every trial, every moment of waiting has brought you to this unveiling. The silence now makes sense. The pruning now feels purposeful. And as you step forward, remember, the season of blooming is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a greater calling that will outlast your name.